Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rhiannon and today I'm bringing you the 5th round of Rhiannon's Bookish Bingo as well as my TBR for the 3rd round of Believathon. I will explain more about Believathon at the end of this video, so after I talk about the books that Bookish Bingo has given me. But if you don't know what Bookish Bingo is, it's a TBR game that I created where I spin this bingo cage. Every ball inside of here has a number on it and every number corresponds to a prompt. It's completely random. There are 75 balls in here, so 75 different prompts, and yeah, it's basically just a fun way to choose my TBR. I feel like you'll get the hang of it once I actually start going into this video and the books that I'm going to read. But if you do want more information, then please check out my first Bookish Bingo video where I do explain it all a bit more in depth, so I will leave it linked up above and down below. But without further ado, let's just get into this video. So I did manage to finish, or at least start, every single book in my last TBR except for The Dark Tide by Alicia Jasinka. I'm so annoyed because I really wanted to get to this, but if you've seen any of my videos from October, you'll know that my life has just been crazy and I unfortunately did not get to this book. So there will be a punishment roll, which means that I will have 6 rolls this month, but I'm not too mad about it because I am trying to fit this TBR around Believathon, so I'm hoping that it's going to be a really good month. Like I said, I am just going to talk through the Bookish Bingo prompts and books for those first, and then I will go into my Believathon TBR and list all the prompts for that readathon. So definitely keep watching if you want to know what I'm going to be reading for Believathon, but without further ado, let's just get on with the first spin. So for roll number 1 we got 71, and 71 is not on the bingo board. So the first spin gave us number 71, and as you can see on my list, the prompt for 71 is to read a book by a new to me author. For this one, I have gone for a book that's been on my TBR for years at this point, and that is Inkheart by Cornelia Funk. Like I said, I've had this on my shelves for years. I actually got this from my stepsister. She had had it for years herself, and yeah, it's a very old book. I know that they have recently been rebranded and I definitely want to get my hands on those covers, so if I like this, I will definitely pick up the new sets. I have no idea what this book is about. I feel like it's about going into books or something. I will just read you the synopsis just because I'm pretty much clueless about this, but it says, "Dare to read it aloud. Maggie loves stories, but her father, Mo, hasn't read aloud to her since her mother mysteriously disappeared. When a stranger knocks at their door, Mo is forced to reveal an extraordinary secret. When he reads aloud, words come alive, and dangerous characters step out of the pages. Suddenly, Maggie is living the kind of adventure she has only read about in books, but this one will change her life forever." That sounds absolutely amazing. It sounds like something I'm definitely going to love. It is quite a chunky book. It's over 500 pages. It's about 540 pages, I think. But I feel like it's going to be one of those where you just fall into it straight away and don't want to stop reading. It says here that Inkheart has also been made into a film, and I believe it's Brendan Fraser that plays her father. So if I do enjoy this book, I will definitely pick up the film afterwards because I'm just really intrigued by it, and I love him in The Mummy. So yeah, I'm very excited to finally get to this book. I feel so bad that I'm only now getting to it because, like I said, it's literally been sitting there for years, but I am going to make this a priority this month because I do feel so bad and I just really have a good feeling about it. For roll number 2 we got number 69, and 69 is not on the bingo board. Next up we got number 69, and the prompt for that is to read a book that doesn't have a lot of hype. This one was pretty easy for me because I am astounded that these books don't have more hype. And for this one, I have chosen Soul Eater by Michelle Paver. If you don't know, the Chronicles of Ancient Darkness series, which this book is a part of, is one of my all-time favourite series. I have so much love for it. It is the series that got me into reading to start with, and it's just stuck with me since then. I always try to reread them at least once a year, and it's just a series that I love wholeheartedly, and it's such a comfort for me to go back to these and dive back into the world. I don't know if you'll be able to see it actually, but I do have a whole shelf up here dedicated to the series, and I just love it so much. So this is the 3rd book. I did read the first 2 books again at the start of the year, and that was because the newest book in this world, The Viper's Daughter, was was coming out in the summer, so I definitely wanted to reread these before it came out. That didn't happen, so I am only getting to this one now. Because this is the third book in a series, I can't tell you too much about it, but in this series we are set in a prehistoric world that is made up of different clans, and each clan is represented by a specific animal. So our main character Torak is part of the wolf clan, and one night he and his father are out camping in the woods when they are both attacked by a demon bear. This bear actually kills Torak's father, and this sets him out on a quest to try and destroy the demon bear. Along the way he does meet a wolf cub who ends up becoming his companion and his guide on this journey. And guys, let me just say, I love Wolf so much. You do get his perspective in these books, and it's really interesting to see how his mind would work, because obviously he can't speak and he interprets things differently, and so it's really interesting to see how he helps Torak along on his journey. If you haven't read the first book, Wolf Brother, I would highly recommend you do so. As you can definitely see, it's a series that I'm so passionate about. I love each and every one of these books. I love all the characters, the world. It's just absolutely beautiful. So yeah, I'm gonna stop talking about it now because I could honestly talk about these for hours, but I won't bore you with that. Just know that these are amazing. I'm so excited to get to this one. And just another little bit of information, the audiobooks for these on Audible are narrated by Sir Ian McKellen, who is one of my favourite people on this planet. So it's just all around amazing, and I would highly recommend you guys pick these up. For roll number 3, we got number 4, and number 4 is not on the bingo board. Spin number 3 gave us number 4, which is a fantasy, and that is for any age, so middle grade, adults, young adults, whatever. I can choose any age range I wanted to, but of course this is the month of Believathon, which is a middle grade readathon. And how could I not choose Frostheart by Jamie Litzler? This is one of Gavin, who is the host of Believathon's favourite books of all time, and it's one that I've heard so much about. I did start reading this for the second round of Believathon, which was in May, I believe, but we were in the middle of a heat wave, and because this is set in the coldest part of the monster infested snow sea, I just wasn't in the mood to read it, and I had to put it down because I feel like this is going to be such a good book and one that I really enjoy, and so I wanted to be able to give it my full attention and just experience it to its fullest. So I did put it off until this month, and now I cannot wait to pick it up. I want to get to it immediately, but I can't because there is a certain order to how this month is going to work. But can we just appreciate how stunning this cover is? And then you actually open it and there is an illustration inside. So out in this coldest part of the snow sea, a boy named Ash is waiting for his missing parents to come back to him. But when an accident reveals that Ash actually has some magical powers, he's whisked aboard the Frostheart, which is a magical sleigh with a daring crew that are in need of his help. So it's an adventure story in a snowy setting, which is just my type of book, and I just want to get to it as soon as possible. For roll number 4, we got number 1, and number 1 is not on the bingo board. So for roll number 4, we got number 1, and this is quite exciting because it's actually TBR stars. So what that is that I actually have this tin right here, and I have filled it with pieces of paper that have names of certain books on them. These are books that I'm excited for, ones that have been on my TBR for a while, and some new releases that I really want to get to. As you can see, they're not quite stars at the minute. My plan was to make them into origami stars, which I do still plan on doing, but I haven't quite mastered it yet. And so I've just gone with the pieces of paper for now. So I am sorry about that, but I am like the least artistic person ever. So for now, we've just got the simple option, but I do want to make them into little stars for the next round. I actually have no idea what's going to be chosen for me out of here, so I'm just going to do it with you so you know I'm not cheating. Okay, we have one. What is it? There we go. And I think it says The Iron Trial by Cassandra Clare and Holly Black. Yes, it does, which again is perfect for this month because this is a middle grade. I swear I didn't plan this, guys. I do have a few more in here. I can open them if you want me to, but this is a book that I bought when it first came out, and once again it's just been sat on my shelves since it arrived, so definitely one that I needed to get to soon, and I'm so happy that it popped up for this month. So here is the book that was chosen for me. I honestly have no idea what this book is about. Like I said, it came out a while ago. It must be about 3 or 4 years now. I don't know if it says 2015. So I've had this for 5 years. Wow, I can't believe it's been that long. I'm actually quite shocked. But in this one, Cal has no idea what he'll come up against in the Iron Trial, but he knows that if he passes the test, he'll become a student of magic at the Magisterium. Only all of his life, Cal's been warned to stay away from magic, so he tries his best to do his worst, but fails at failing. Now he must enter the Magisterium, and it's even more sensational and sinister than he could ever have imagined. So that doesn't actually give away too much. I feel like there's going to be a magical competition, which I always love. I have read quite a few of Holly Black and Cassandra Clare's books. I think all of Cassandra Clare's books actually, except for this one, so I'm definitely intrigued. I want to see how both of them work together to create this story. So yeah, very intrigued by this one. For rule number 5, we got number 74, and 74 is actually on the bingo board, so I'll just cross that out. So we now have 4 numbers that have been crossed off the bingo board, 2 more, and then I will be doing a giveaway. Next up we got number 74, which was on the bingo board. So we only need 2 more numbers to be crossed off the bingo board, and then I will be hosting a giveaway, so please keep an eye out for that. But the prompt for number 74 was to read a book that features an animal on the cover. For this, I've chosen one that I'm so excited about, and it is The Girl Who Speaks Bear by Sophie Anderson. This is another one that I've heard a lot about, especially from Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin, and again, it just sounds like my type of book. Can you tell that there's a theme to the books that are my type of books? We've got this one that I feel like is going to be the same, and also this one. So it looks like blue books with a wintry setting featuring animals is my type of book. But this is very exciting to me because it is actually grounded in some fairy tales, which is something that I do have a love for. I'm not sure which one, and I don't know if it says on the cover. I don't think it does. I know that her other book, The House with Chicken Legs, focuses on the legend of Baba Yaga, but I honestly don't have a clue what this is about. It says, found abandoned in a bear cave as a baby, Yanka has always wondered where she's from. She tries to ignore the strange whispers and looks from the villagers, wishing she was as strong inside as she is on the outside. When Yanka has to flee her house, looking for answers about who she really is, a journey far beyond anything she ever imagined begins. From icy rivers to smouldering mountains, meeting an ever-growing herd of extraordinary friends along the way. Another adventure book set in a wintry setting. So again, one that I feel like I'm just going to fall in love with. And I did want to take a second to show you the cover because it is absolutely stunning and I can't stop staring at it. So we have a wolf up here, the bear on the cover, we have who I believe is Yanka, and we have an owl here. Don't middle grade books just have the most stunning covers? I honestly cannot stop staring at it, and I'm definitely hoping that it's a new favourite because I really want to display it on my shelves. And then for our last roll, we got number 57, and number 57 is on the bingo board, but it has already been crossed out. I can't cross it out again, unfortunately, so we'll have to wait for the next round to see if we get the 2 extra numbers that we need for the giveaway. And then lastly, for roll number 6, we got number 57, which is on the bingo board, but unfortunately has been crossed out already, so it doesn't count. But this prompt is to read a dark book, and I have chosen one that terrified me when I was younger, the film more than the book, because even though I've read the book before, I was a bit older than when I first experienced the story through the film. But that is Northern Lights by Philip Pullman, aka The Golden Compass. In this book we follow a girl named Lyra who lives with her demon Pan in Oxford. Recently some children have started to go missing around Oxford and other places around the world, and when Lyra starts to investigate, she finds herself going on a journey to the frozen lands of the Arctic, where witch clans reign and ice bears fight. And it does just say here, the extraordinary journey that awaits her will have immeasurable consequences far beyond her own world. This is a very dark read, considering it is a middle grade book or aimed towards younger readers. It's quite intense. So in this world, demons are a part of you. I don't really want to go into why this is dark, because I feel like it would ruin the story, but I will say that a large part of this is about experiments on children, but it goes way beyond that point as well. Like I said, I have read this book before. It was a while back now, I want to say about 2 years ago, and I never continued on with the other 2 books, and I definitely want to, because I know this intrigued me so much, but it's gotten to the point now where I'd have to reread this in order to carry on with the rest of the books. So I'm very excited to fit it onto this month's TBR. So these are all of the books that I have to read this month in order to complete my Bookish Bingo TBR, but we're not done there. As I've kept mentioning throughout this video, November is the month of the 3rd round of the Believathon, and that is a middle grade readathon hosted by Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin. November of last year was the 1st round. We had a little mini round in May, which was the 2nd round, and this is now the 3rd round, and I am so excited because the theme of this 3rd Believathon is a haunted house mystery type of thing. I will leave Gavin's announcement video linked down below for you guys, so please check that out. It's absolutely amazing. He's had a load of different authors pop in to tell you guys the prompts, and honestly it's just brilliant. Please check out that video if you want more information about the readathon, but I am just quickly going to list off the prompts and the book that I'm going to be reading for that prompt. I'm not going to give you a synopsis for every single book because that would make this video so long, but I will leave a link to all the books that I've mentioned down below for you guys, so if you want to check them out, make sure to check the description box. So the first prompt is to read a mystery book, and for that one I've gone for First Class Murder by Robin Stevens. This is the 3rd book in the A Murder Most Unladylike series, and I've really enjoyed the first 2 books. I'm excited to get to this one, and they are normally fast reads too, which is always good for a readathon. Also, I don't know if you can see, this is the spine of it, this is the colour it's meant to be. That is some serious light damage. This is the first book that I'll be reading this month for Believathon, and I'm really excited. I feel like it's going to start off on a really good book. The second prompt is to read a book by an author that is from a different culture than yours. I don't have a physical copy of this book, so I will just show you it on my phone, but for this one I've decided to go for Dragon Mountain by Katie and Kevin Sang. This is one that I haven't actually heard about, but I was going through Scrib looking for some recommendations and it popped up and it intrigued me from the get-go, so I'm very excited to dive into that one. Prompt number 3 is to listen to an audiobook, and for that one I'm going to be listening to The Explorer by Catherine Rundell. This was a middle grade monthly pick a few months ago, which I was going to try and read then, but I didn't get around to it, so this is the perfect time to pick it back up. Prompt number 4 is to read a book that features supernatural elements, and for that one I have gone for A Sprinkle of Sorcery by Michelle Harrison. I'm not sure if this is a direct sequel to A Pinch of Magic or not. I'm not sure if you can read this before reading the other one, but I did read A Pinch of Magic for the 2nd round of Believathon and I really enjoyed it, so I'm very excited to dive into A Sprinkle of Sorcery. I do know that we follow the same characters who have some magical abilities, so it's definitely going to be a good time and I can't wait to see what sort of trouble they get themselves into this time. Prompt number 5 is to read a book that's set in an alternate world, and I don't know if mine actually counts, but I have gone with Frostheart by Jamie Littler. This is in a fantasy setting, so I guess I'm kind of moulding the prompt to fit a book that I want to read, but it does say on the back, far out in the coldest part of the monster-infested Snow Sea. I don't think the Snow Sea is a real place, guys. Sorry to say that. So I am going to count this for that prompt. Prompt number 6 is to read a book that features ghosts. Again, this is a book that I don't physically own. The only middle grade book that I have that features ghosts, I believe, is City of Ghosts by V.E. Schwab. I guess I could reread this, but I kind of want to find some new books to read. So for that one, I've gone for The Haunting of Abelin Jones by Phil Hicks. books. Again, it's another one that I found on Scribd, but I have seen that Gavin himself has read it and rated it highly, so I am very excited to get to it. Prompt number 7 is to read a book in a dangerous setting, and for that one I've gone for Soul Eater by Michelle Paver. Like I said earlier, this is the 3rd book in the series. All of them are quite dark and dangerous, but in this one the stakes are quite high, and that does make it extremely dangerous for our characters. Prompt number 8 is to read a book by a new to you author, and for that one I've gone with Inkheart by Cornelia Funk. I believe this is the same prompt as I got in Bookish Bingo actually, so that works out really well. Prompt number 9 is to read a book that features a prominent villain, and for that one how could I not choose Hollowpox, The Hunt for Morrigan Crow by Jessica Townsend. This is the 3rd book in the Nevermore series, and I read Nevermore and the 2nd book Wondersmith during the 2nd round of Believathon and fell head over heels in love with this series, so I cannot wait to dive back into this world and see how it all pans out in this one. Prompt number 10 is to read a book that has a beautiful cover, and for this one I've chosen Northern Lights by Philip Pullman. Blue is one of my favourite colours, and this is just so reflective that I absolutely love it. And I think it's so beautiful. Again, for the next one, I don't know if the book that I've chosen counts, but the 11th prompt is to read a book that features a colourful cast of characters. For this one, I have chosen Tilly and the Book Wanderers by Anna James, or the 1st book in the Pages & Co series. I've been wanting to pick this up for so long. I've actually met Anna James before. It was at a signing in Waterstones in Liverpool, I believe, and she was a moderator questioning Sasha Alsberg, Alexandra Christo and Alice Walker. And ever since then I've been so interested in her books, but I've just never picked them up, so this is definitely the time to do so. Prompt number 12 is to read a book that incorporates folk tales, and for that one I have gone for The Girl Who Speaks Bear by Sophie Anderson. And then the 13th and final prompt is to read a book that was published in 2020, and for this one I have gone for Frostheart 2 Escape from Aurora. So these are all the books that I will be reading this month, as well as the 4 books that I don't physically own. This is quite a lot, not gonna lie. I'm a bit scared. I do tend to fall into middle grade books really easily though, so hopefully I will manage to get to all of these. I am really excited about every single one, so it would be good if I could get to them. If you are interested in what I think of these books, then I will be filming weekly vlogs throughout the whole of November, so make sure to subscribe to my channel if you're interested in watching those. Please let me know down in the comments if you're participating in Believathon, and if you are, what you plan on reading. Are you reading any of the same books that I am? I'd love to know. Also, whilst you're down there, leave a book emoji for me. It can either be the open book or the stack of books. I'd say the stack of books is more relevant to this video because I have so many that I need to get to, but that is it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out Gavin's video down below, and I will see you soon in my next video. Goodbye!